In this video I'm going to give you an overview of how projects and basic reporting works in Nuvola CRM. So now projects are basically a placeholder for sales opportunities and also for ongoing work that you're doing. So the idea is that a piece of work starts off as a sales opportunity and you then create a project for it, and as it progresses to actually become something that you're doing, you then just change the status of it, and that's reflected in the sales forecast here. So you can see that we have projects which are either in the lead state in orange or a proposal state in yellow, or have been confirmed or are in progress in green. Okay, so if I click on the projects tab, you'll see that I have a list of all projects here. And we also have the option to view my projects. So this is really kind of a simple way of showing how this works. So I'm going to add a new project in here. So I'm going to give it a name, and we're going to select an existing customer. So let's go for ABC Limited. Okay, and we pick a status. So this is either going to be a lead, a qualified opportunity, we've submitted a proposal, or we have the status of contract signed, in progress and completed. We also have cancelled and abandoned. So I guess cancelled would be when the customer has said no, and abandoned would be when we've given up because the customer hasn't got back to us. Okay, so I'm going to put this as a qualified opportunity. I'm going to say that this is going to start. Now with the 3rd of October today, I'm going to say that this is probably going to start at the beginning of December and run through into January. Okay, and we have a selected type. So the project can be either a one-off project, and we'll see we have, when we select that, we have different sort of stage payment amounts that we can set. So we can set, for example, we might bill 50% up front, 50% afterwards. We might bill against various project milestones, or we might bill all in one go. Or this might be a recurring contract, in which case we'll have the first revenue billing period and then ongoing revenue. So we might bill £500 for the first month setup, and we might bill £200 a month thereafter, and then we can set a billing period of monthly or quarterly, etc. So this one's good, and we also have internal, which obviously doesn't have any billing information. So that might be something like creating your own website or a marketing exercise or something like that. The reason for putting those in is that you can then track time against them, which we're going to come on to in a minute in the timesheet piece. So for the moment I'm going to put a one-off project here. We're going to say that we've got a first stage payment which is going to come in just before the project starts, and we're going to say that's going to be let's say £3,000. And that's going to be at the end of November, and then the second stage payment is going to be another £3,000, and that's going to come in February. And that's what drives the revenue forecasting. I'll click Save, and if we look at the team here, you can see that I'm logged in as sales demo and I've been added as the account manager, and I might want to add another user as a as the project manager, for example, or as team members. I'm not going to do that just now. Okay, so I go back to all projects, then you'll see that we have the new project for ABC Limited. To be doing a lot of work for ABC Limited in as a qualified opportunity, starting in December. So if I go back into my home screen, we look at the revenue forecast, we have qualified opportunity counts as the lead stage, so we have these two chunks of £3,000 that have appeared in there. If I go back into projects and we change this project to being proposal submitted, go back into the home screen, you see in the revenue forecast that those blocks have gone yellow. Okay, and then again, if I change it to be a contract signed, and back into the revenue forecast, those blocks have gone green. Okay, so now if I look at the timesheet, So I can log time in a couple of ways. If I go click back a week, you see that there's some time that I've logged last week. And so I can, this week we haven't logged any yet. And so I'm going to log a little bit, there's my new projects, and I'm going to log a little bit of work on this project as well. So I'm going to say that I started this. I could start a stopwatch, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back and say, well, I started work on this about an hour ago. And I click save, and you see my time instantly appears there. If we go back into the home screen, we'll see that my hours logged this week have gone up to 1 hour. Okay, so the idea is that it's very simple, very easy. Anyone, if you're an administrator, you can also log time for other people. So I could take another user and look at their timesheet this week. See, they're on the team of various different projects. I'm going to say that this guy just spent 15 minutes maybe following up on this old opportunity. I go back to the home screen. See, I'm not going to see that there, but if I go see this user, it's gone up by another 15 minutes. Okay, so into reporting. We have 3 ways of reporting, and the sales forecasting and customer value are going to be covered in another video. But the basic reporting, we have 3 options here. So we can do a listing of activities, we can do a project hours report, or we can do a utilization report. Okay, so the activity listing basically lists all the activity in the system. Project hours allows us to look at, on a per project basis, how much time has been logged, and utilization is kind of the same thing, but it's for the actual users. So if I look at a utilization report, let's put it from the beginning of September. I can either select an output type of HTML or CSV. If I select CSV, then that will open in my spreadsheet program, and so I can then manipulate that data and use it in other ways. This, I'm going to select HTML, which is just a web page. I'm going to click Run Report. It opens in a new window, new tab, sorry. And you can see the time that's been logged in different weeks by the different users. Obviously, there isn't very much in here because this is just a test system. There isn't very much data in here, but we'd expect something quite a lot bigger in a live system. Okay. So if I go back into my basic reports, I select Project Hours Report. I'm just going to leave the customer field blank for the moment and leave the date field blank and hit Run Report. We can see by month and by project all of the time that has been logged and the totals per month as well. And then back to the activity listing. Let's just hit this from the beginning of September. And this is going to show all the activity in the system from the beginning of September. Again, in a real life system this would have a lot more information in it. So that's just a quick overview of how the projects and the timesheet and the reporting on that time works within the system. As you can see, it's very simple. A project is a sales opportunity. Once it's been sold, it's then used for tracking time against that project, and you can then report on that and see how much time's been worked. Okay, thanks for listening.